Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Still excuse the stuffiness of my voice and everything. I'm bulk filming today, even though I'm not feeling the best, but I can do this. It'll be fine. I have my bone broth ready for me, so after filming I will chug that and hopefully feel a little bit better by the end of the day or tomorrow. It's gonna be fine. Today I have the update for 𝓵𝓲𝓼 eyeshadows. So 𝓵𝓲𝓼 eyeshadows, I have everything you need to know down below. My head is so full of I don't know what. I can't even think straight. So please read the description if you're curious about everything. I keep saying this year, this round that has lasted for about 2 years already. I've been using the spreadsheet that Makeup with Laney made. She made 100 prompts to use for 𝓵𝓲𝓼 eyeshadows. So you randomize the prompts and then you pick the eyeshadows. I wanted to hit pan on an eyeshadow for every prompt in the wheel. So at the end of the round, we'll have 100 pans because of 𝓵𝓲𝓼 eyeshadows. I am in the last stretch. So I have, let me check real quick before I say something that isn't true. I have 2 options left in my 𝓵𝓲𝓼 eyeshadows wheel. So depending on what we roll out today, we might be starting to work on the last 2 prompts. And then I don't know what to do once this is all over. Do I do it again? Do I make my own prompts? Are there any other people doing this with other prompts? I don't know. Let me know if you know anything. But before we might roll new prompts, we're gonna look at some shadows. I am gonna start with the one that's been in the longest, I think. I don't have it completely right. Wait, I need to take my notes. Wait a minute. What am I doing? I wanna go too fast. I just have it all written down here somewhere, so I can see what prompt it's for and what has been in the longest. What do you know? So the one that has been in the longest is for the prompt Blue Shadow Shimmer. And I rolled in a Glam Shop Blue Green. I'm gonna take it out of this palette. This is the Polish name, if that wants to focus. And I'm not really sure what the English name is of this, but there's that. It is a bluey green shimmer. This is what it looks like. I haven't used this at all this month. This one, oh, I was so sure I was going to be able to hit pan on this, but I just don't love it. It is, I'm going to swatch it, more of like a green, blue. Let's swatch it here. Can you see that? That doesn't really look blue. It's like a green, yellow, blue. And I just don't really love it. I've not been going for this shadow, even though I really want to hit pan on it. So I think I might want to go and see if there's another blue shimmer in my collection that I could roll in for this prompt instead of this one. But we're gonna have to check. So I previously used it 4 times, but this month I didn't touch it, so there was that. Then we have a least favorite shadow from your favorite palette, and my favorite palette currently is my Makeup Beauty Shop Peacock Feathers palette, and I rolled in the shade Payon, that is what you call it. It is this weird murky green brown. I don't know. You can see there is a dip starting to form. I've used this 1 time before, and then this month I used it 6 times. So I've been pairing it with different colors in my crease, and it's an okay color. You know what? It works actually. But just looking at it like this, I'm kind of grossed out by it. It's not really a color that I see and I'm like, ooh yeah, I want to put that on my eyes. But if I have it on my eyes, I actually do like it, so that's good. So we're at 7 uses total. No pan yet, but it will happen at some point, I think. And then I think the rest was all rolled in last time, maybe? I'm not really sure. But the next one is randomly generated shadows. So I randomized from all of my shadows, and one from my ColourPop New Moon palette came up with this. This is actually the newest palette in my collection. And I got the shade Alice right here. And as you can see, I managed to pound this. This took me 6 uses this month. Oh, this was also in since last month. I'm sorry. So I previously used it 2 times, and then I used it 6 more times to hit a pan. So I'm very happy. First pan in this palette. Very nice to have a pan already in this new palette. So that is rolling out. And then we have family of that palette. This is the ColourPop Twilight palette. I rolled this in for the prompt starts with F, and I was working on the shade Forever Young, and that is right here. And there you have it. I was able to hit pan in this. I previously used this 3 times, and I used it 4 more times to hit pan. You can maybe see by the size and shape of that pan that I used it as a liner most days, but I did enjoy it, and this is also rolling out. And then the other 2 were rolled in last month. I'm sure of it now. So the next one was for the prompt partner's pick. So I let my partner, my husband, go through my collection and pick a shadow so that I could work on one. And he picked this Beauty Bay shimmer that I depotted from my Beauty Bay, no, not the Earthy, Midnight palette. And it is the shade Sky. So this was in the 9-pan Midnight palette. I now have it in a single. And as you can see, I managed to hit pan in this. Now this was also my last project level up palette. So I did say in that project that I wasn't going to be able to hit pan in that shadow because it had already been pre-selected by my husband for panless eyeshadows. But I did need to use it 2 times in that project. So it only took me 2 more uses. Is that correct? Yeah, 2 more uses to hit pan in this project. So let's just say it was a total of around 4 uses to hit pan. These shadows from Beauty Bay, the shimmers, are very soft and they kind of move around. So there's that. I was able to hit pan in that. So that is rolling out. And then the last shadow that I rolled in was for the prompt oldest shadow. So I looked in my spreadsheet. My oldest shadows are the ones from 𝓮𝓂𝓮. I had 3 palettes from them. I depotted all of them, and I declared some shadows. But the ones that I've kept are now in my singles collection, and those are the oldest shadows in my collection. So I selected the shade Sweetness Linger, which is a brown shimmer. And as you can see, hopefully, I was able to hit pan in this as well. And this took me 5 uses to hit pan. Now this one, I was kind of scared of because the 𝓮𝓂𝓮 ones are not easy to hit pan on, but I've noticed with this one that the formula isn't the best anymore, like the color payoff. So I did have to dip back in to that shadow quite a few times to get the color payoff that I wanted. So that is probably why I hit pan in only 5 uses. It was a lot of dipping, going back in to get the color to build up. But there you have it. So that means we are rolling out 1, 2, 3, 4 shadows. I'm gonna see first if I have a blue shimmer that I can swap with that Glam Shop one. And then, well, we can roll the 2 prompts that are left, actually. There's 2 prompts left, so I'm gonna roll 2. The first one is a shadow you want to pan. Great. At the end of the 100 prompts, do I really want to pan something? And randomly generated shadow. Okay, so I'm gonna randomly generate one. That's just, I'm gonna see my spreadsheet. I'm going all over the place with this. So I have 417, 1 through 417, 189. Let's see if that's one that doesn't have a pan yet. That is actually from a palette that I have right here. Oh gosh. Oh wow. Okay, that shadow is the Shadow Shock from my Beauty Bay Bright palette. And it is this bright pink. Ooh, it matches my nails. Okay, so we're gonna try and hit pan on that. Might take a while, but that's okay. I'm not mad at that one. All right, I'm gonna find the rest of my shadows, see if I have a blue shimmer that I can work on. Find one for the other prompt, something you want to pan, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I really had to do some digging for that blue shimmer to replace, but I mean, looking at it swatched, it looks more purple than blue, but in the pan it really does look blue, so don't hate me for this. I'm gonna swap out that Glam Shop blue for this one from 𝓮𝓼 right here. So this is the 𝓯𝓪𝓬𝓮 palette, and yeah, we're gonna be working on that blue. This looks like a blue, right? I will show you swatches in a second. It does look more purple than blue, but in the pan it looks blue. I had the same problem with the Glam Shop one. It looked blue in the pan, and then I swatched and it was more green. So okay, I'm gonna be hopefully able to hit pan on this one instead of that Glam Shop one. Okay, and then staying in is the Peacock Feathers, the poopy green shadow. And then we have randomly generated the bright pink right there. And then I picked one because I still have the prompt, something you want to pan. So I looked at my color story that made no sense whatsoever, and I decided to go for one that could pair nicely with the pink. I also think it could pair nicely with the blue. The odd one out is that poopy green weird shadow. But the one that I picked to work on is a shade from my Beauty Shop, of course. And it is the shade 𝓵𝓲𝓹𝓼. So the French name for 𝓵𝓲𝓹𝓼. I don't even know if that's a thing in the US. The big yellow, no, not yellow. I'm not saying yellow. The big pink guy that can change shapes and whatever. I don't really know. Sort of like a fever dream childhood cartoon. But this is a shadow. It is beautiful. I have some use on it, but not a whole lot. So I'm gonna try and hit pan on that. I don't know if I can show you. Can you see the flip in that? I will show you the swatch because it's stunning. And then here we have my swatches. Excuse my dry, crusty hand, but this is the blue from 𝓮𝓼, which you can see sort of like a purple base, but I'm just gonna go with it, whatever. Here we have the Pupa shade. This is the bright pink from Beauty Bay, and then this is the shimmer from my Beauty Shop. Oh my gosh, it is so much more beautiful in real life than it shows on camera, because it has this stunning yellow to green shift to it, and I don't know how I can show you guys that. There's that trick with a mirror. Okay, here we go again. Don't laugh at me. How, oh my gosh, can you see that? In the mirror, you can see the sort of yellow to green shift. I think you can also see my very orange curtains. Okay, well, that will be what I will be working on. These are the last prompts standing out of that list, the last shadows that I need to hit a pan on before I've completed 100 prompts in this project, which is crazy. And then I'm gonna have to think about what to do next. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in one of my next videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.